Greetings, friends. It's Pat from Dancing Moon Travel coming back with another episode of Let's Talk Travel. And I'm really excited today to welcome just a guest from one of the most iconic brands. They really started the whole movement for the cruise industry of making cruises affordable and obtainable for the average person. So I'm really excited to bring them on. And if you have not heard of Carnival, you haven't probably ever done anything anywhere, because they are huge. Before I bring our guest on board, though, I wanted to start with just a little teaser video to give you a little bit of a taste of the entertainment and fun factor on a Carnival cruise. Hang on. And with that fun, I want to welcome this evening our guest, Aliette Penton. She is the Business Development Manager for Carnival. My business development manager that whenever we have some kind of concern or need, or she's the gal I reach out to. And Allie, we're so glad to have you on board this evening. Carnival just provides an incredible cruise experience. I think there's a lot of misconceptions out there about a Carnival cruise that we'll dispel some of that over the course of this evening. And I'm just so glad to finally have you guys on board. Pun intended, I guess. Let's jump right in. We always like to just start off with an overview tell us about you and how you got into the cruise industry and Carnival.
Well, definitely. Well, thank you for having me, Pat. We're excited to finally be here on Let's Talk Travel with you. So how did I get started? It's always a funny story anytime someone asks me that, because I started my career at Carnival in a different division, and I took the job when I was working in the financial sector, and this was when the economy was kind of crashing back in 2006 or so. And I took the job at Carnival I'm just going to take this job until I figure out what I'm going to do next. and here we are 13 years later, and I am still with Carnival Cruise Lines, because truly it is an amazing company to be a part of. And my career has just grown from there. And I love being a part of the trade team now and being able to help travel agents like yourself just engage with your clients, share all that's new with Carnival, and keep everyone informed of what's going on with our cruise line.
I just love it. And Allie, that's the one thing, and I share this frequently, but boy, if I had it to do over again. I worked in law offices, and it was a very good thing. But oh my goodness, the places I miss seeing by not getting into the travel. I encourage young people to take a look at the many avenues open to get into the travel industry, because it opens so many doors.
It does. It does. I even have, some associates that started off on board, and, then once they're ready to come off ship and, come shoreside and work in the office with the rest of us, then that's what they do. But you can just you get to explore and learn so much, even as a travel advisor. Now I live vicariously through all of you. I'm like, I should have been a travel advisor. Every time I turn around, one of you is you're either on a cruise ship or on a flight headed somewhere or some fantastic destination.
I have to say, just a hearty amen to that, because, well, aside from my clients, the opportunities to take those trips occasionally, it's just, it's just an incredible opportunity, and we appreciate those opportunities. Let me just tell you, we understand that is a big privilege, and so we really do appreciate that. Allie, do you ever, you talk about travel agents, do you ever get the opportunity to get out and sail yourself?
I do. I'm fortunate in the sense. So I also get to sail for work. And sometimes, we'll host a group of travel advisors, or if a travel agent like yourself, if you're hosting a large group, a lot of times you'll come on board and you want to be part of that group. And if the group is large enough and it requires a little bit of special attention to have someone like myself on board to just make sure everything goes seamless and so forth, in those occasions, I'll be on there. And I always love to host a good seminar at sea. Yeah. Those have kind of been paused at the moment because of, everything going on in the industry and so forth, so many restrictions, but we're hoping for 2023 to bring those back. So I get an opportunity to travel for work events, but I also try to take advantage and travel with my family. We're actually going to be sailing on Mardi Gras this coming early May for my daughter's spring break. So we're really excited about that.
Well, we're going to talk about Mardi Gras. I happened to sail on Mardi Gras, her second sailing, and folks, this is an amazing ship, absolutely incredible. And I've got an image here, I think I do here, that I just got to show you here at this one. There's the new Mardi Gras, and there's the original. Yeah. So, Carnival, you've come a long way.
Oh, we certainly have. We certainly have. The original one, that's when they used to do fireworks off the back of the ship. That you can't do that these days.
You can't do that these days. No way. But yeah, and you guys had there's a fun story I used to hear about how Carnival got its start. Got kind of a rocky start with that first ship and things, but boy, did you guys figure it out, and everybody's been eating Carnival's dust ever since, really. Well, I guess they not dust, but maybe the smoke from the stack or something.
From trailblazing.
That's right. You guys have been the trailblazers. So tell us more about Carnival. How does the Carnival cruise experience, how would you say that it differs from some of the other lines out there?
So our brand is really built around the word fun. And I'm sure you all have heard that before. We've launched a campaign this year, and we're hoping that it turns into the 2022 hashtag, which is, we hope for everyone to get Thunderstruck. And when you are Thunderstruck, you are basically engaging in your idea of fun on board a Carnival cruise. And it's just that moment when you're just in pure joy, right? Which is what we all want to experience when we're on vacation. So the first thing I would say about Carnival is that, we are different in the sense that no matter what corner of the ship you are on, there is fun for all. A few years ago, that was our campaign, was fun for all. And the reason for that is because you can find your kind of fun, right? Everyone's sense of fun could be different. Maybe my fun is going to the spa and getting a hot stone massage, and that is my idea of fun. Perhaps someone else's idea of fun is trying their luck in the casino, or going down the water slide like this gentleman here. So, there's all kinds of different fun activities going on board the ship. And that's one thing that I can say as far as even when you were saying, you know, a little misconception about Carnival, right? So some people have this old image of that, you know, fun is only, you know, hanging out at a bar and, you know, having one too many, but that's not what our brand is about. Actually, this year we're really, really proud. Well, I'm saying this year, but really now it's last year because we're already in 2022, but we're really proud of that. The Travies as well as Travel Weekly named us best family cruise line, even above other brands that some people were shocked.
And the competition is fierce in those. I know I could name a couple of those competitors. And I mean, you know, you guys are friendly rivals. You all are friends in the industry.
We
But
are.
there is definitely a rivalry there as well. And kudos to you for Carnival to take that award because the competition is unbelievably
Yes, the
unbelievable.
competition is indeed fierce, and we're really proud of that. So when you also think of fun with Carnival, think of family because we're a multi-generational cruise line. That's one of the things that I like to say that our brand has really truly gone through a brand evolution. And especially I would say in the last 10 years, even from the point I've been with the company now, as I mentioned, 13 years, but I would say in the last decade, I have seen our brand go through such an evolution, even in the quality of the staterooms that we offer on board. You know, we now with Mardi Gras, you can even have butler service if you are booking one of our Excel suites. So if you've known Carnival and loved the fun side, but as life has had it, you've grown in your successes and you want to, so to speak, dip your toes into a little bit of luxury, you can get the best of both worlds now with our brand. And that's something that we're really proud of and that I'm really proud to share.
You know, I want to just say I'm going to plug the other video in now because you've just given us a segue to that. I was going to talk about that. So here you go, folks. Take a look at this. This is also a Carnival ship. I just had to plug that in there. It was just a perfect segue for that. But yes, they're the fun ships, but you have come a long way, baby. And this shows luxury lovers, you can now get on board Carnival and get those same kinds of experiences, plus the fun factor that may have been missing on some of those, you know, those kind of uppity ships, you know, where your main pastime might be reading on the sun deck or something. So you can still have fun.
Exactly. You can have it. So with those Excel suites, what we're really proud of is not only are the rooms gorgeous and they're just absolutely beautiful and very spacious. I mean, the joke I say with some of my friends out here in South Florida is that you can get a stateroom on the Excel suites that's larger than some of the small apartments in downtown Miami because the square footage is quite nice. But we're really proud also about the carbon footprint that particular ship does. It's our first LNG, liquid nitrogen gas ship, which is the cleanest fuel that you can have at sea at the moment. And that's something that we're very proud of. So if you're someone who is always concerned for the environment, you can feel free to sail on Mardi Gras and know that we are watching out for the environment as well. But back to your point, Pat, when you book an Excel suite, not only does it come with butler service, it also grants you access to Loft 19, which is an exclusive outdoor deck with its own private pool, cabanas, and only the guests that are booked in those suites will have access to that area. So if you almost want to have what we like to call that ship within a ship experience, you want to spend the daytime in this smaller, more quaint, well, not the smaller, more quaint as far as the group of people, but the space is quite large and you can really enjoy your mornings and afternoons there. but then in the evenings, you want to venture out in the rest of the ship. You can still have the best of both worlds. And then just to add to that luxury, we've also introduced our partnership with Chef Emerald Lagasse for their first time on board Carnival Mardi Gras. And I have to tell you, his restaurant is absolutely fantastic. So if you're listening to this and you were on the fence and you couldn't decide whether or not to book a Carnival cruise, you need to call Pat and you need to book Carnival Mardi Gras, because I promise you that you will have the best experience.
You know, one of the things I loved about Mardi Gras, one of my favorite places on board that ship, was that midship entertainment, kind of that open air where it's like open to at least 3 or maybe 4 decks where people have sitting areas. It's just kind of easy to get to, and it's right there in the middle of everything. And you had some, in fact, I'm going to say, I think the entertainment on that stage was as good as I've ever seen aboard any cruise ship anywhere. They were fabulous.
Yes, they were. And that area is called Grand Central, because it's like the hub, the heart of the Mardi Gras ship. And you can also experience now with our new 2 ships coming out, Celebration later on this year in November, and Jubilee that will be sailing out of Galveston, Texas in 2023. So we're also expanding that opportunity for those of you on other parts of the U.S. to experience the ship. So yeah, what I loved about Grand Central is I always felt no matter where I was on the ship, I knew what was going on. And if it was something that I didn't want to miss, I would head over that direction. Where sometimes when you're, on a classic layout of a ship and things are going on in the show lounge, unless you're in the show lounge, you don't know what's happening. Yeah. But Grand Central gives you an opportunity to, whether you're on your way to the sushi restaurant or just passing by to the shops, you kind of know what's going on, and you can decide, oh, you know what, I want to pop in a seat here and catch the rest of this entertainment.
Right, and there's always a cocktail to be had nearby, so you can sit, lots of comfortable seating, and just really great place. And I really. I mean, that was just a fabulous design choice for you guys on that. Just before we move on, what about other demographics? We mentioned families. We mentioned people who might like that big ship, all of the different amenities and choices available, plus the little bit of luxury set apart, the ship within a ship. What other demographics do you guys really market to that you would see on board?
Well, I think, like I was saying earlier, we really market to multi-generational. So what's great about it is we're a great brand for you to have a family reunion on. What's great about our brand is, grandma is going to love something to do on our ship, and then it goes down all the generations. And that was something, honestly, that surprised me when we did some studies a few years back, and just to see who is the Carnival cruiser. And we found that everyone from the baby boomers all the way down to Generation Z love Carnival, because we have so many different aspects on board the ship that cater to different types of fun. So just keep that in mind as far as demographics. There's really something for everyone on board a Carnival cruise ship.
And that is something that I noticed on Mardi Gras. There were all ages and stages aboard. There were people my generation. There were young families. It was a great blend, and everybody was having a great time. Now, another question that always comes to mind, comes to my mind anyway, always, what about the food and dining on board a Carnival cruise? I think sometimes you guys get a bad rap.
And it's so funny, because when I talk to someone who has cruised Carnival, they'll say that our food's the best. But when I talk to someone who hasn't cruised Carnival, there's a misconception that our food quality is less than. And, I'm not sure where that came from. I will say, I do feel like there were a couple of years there where we went through some transitions between moving from our old president to now Christine Duffy. And in that period, there were a couple of times that even myself, I cruised and I thought the food is not quite as awesome as it's always been. But I have to tell you that those years are far, far beyond behind us, because the food is really good. And I'm not saying it because I'm the Carnival business development manager. I'm really speaking from experience. And some of the new items that we've added are just, I mean, top notch. Rudy's Sea Grill on Mardi Gras, that's also going to be on board Celebration and Jubilee, is by far one of the best restaurants I've ever dined at sea. And I've cruised not only on Carnival, but even on competitors. So I have to tell you, if you are a seafood lover, you have got to try Rudy's Sea Grill. But one of the things that we really bring to the table that I think is great, especially if you are traveling with a family or with a large group, is our guys' burgers are phenomenal. We also partnered with Chef Guy Fieri, and he is the one in charge of all of our burger joints on board the Carnival ships. And what's really cool about Guy's Burger Joint, this is where I think the misconception comes, is that people think that because it's free, it's going to be less than. And let me tell you, it's not. Every time I have a Guy's Burger, I think to myself, I can't believe we don't charge more for these burgers, because they really are fantastic. They're so good. I leave it as like a treat for the end of my cruise, because if I have one in the beginning of the cruise, I'm gonna want to have one every day.
that is definitely one of the things that you can fall into, because they are so good. You would easily pay $12 to $18 in a city to go to a decent restaurant and eat that burger. They are fabulous. They are, and you just can't stop. Once you start
Yeah.
every afternoon, you'll start to crave it. If you get it on day one, you'll have it. You have another addictive sort of dessert that you guys are known for. It's
Our molten chocolate cake. Yes, we're definitely known for our molten lava chocolate cake. Yeah, and what's fun about it is, because it's become our signature dessert, is it's a standing dessert on the menu. The chef will, of course, add other desserts that he makes each evening, but there is always chocolate molten cake. So if that's your favorite, you can have one every night. And actually, on one of the cruises I was on not too long ago, I had a travel agent that shared a tip for me, and she ordered a side of peanut butter with hers, and she turns it into like a Reese's peanut butter cup. She says she puts it right inside of that and then has it with the ice cream. So that's a little tip for you all to try next time you're on board the ship, having a molten cake, if you are one for peanut butter.
That sounds pretty amazing. Yeah, my husband will have it every night, I guarantee.
Yeah.
So you have quite a fleet of vessels. I know that you have been gradually replacing some of the older ships in the fleet, but you still have quite a few vessels that have been around for a few years, and then you've got the new ship. Can your shipboard experience vary a lot depending on which ship you sail on?
You know what? That's such a great question. And I'm so glad that you're asking it, because that's something that I always like to address. So as far as dining options, the larger the ship, the more dining options you're going to have. So if you are a big foodie and dining is everything to you, then I recommend that you definitely go on something that would be from Vista class and higher. So Vista, and then moving on to our new Excel ship with Mardi Gras. But we have made it a point to try to keep the experience as much the same as we can. So you can find a Guy's Burger on our entire fleet. You can find the Blue Iguana Cantina, which is a taco burrito restaurant that we have, a walk-up. You can find that across the entire fleet as well. Most of the fleet all offers our steakhouse, our Fahrenheit 555, which is an award-winning steakhouse. But for the few ships that do not have it, and we were not able to retrofit them, even when we've, done dry docks and added new spaces to the ships, what we do offer on those ships, which is some of the fantasy class ships that we still have that do the 3-day sailings, is you can order steakhouse items like the porterhouse or the specialty lobster tail in the dining room on any night that you wish, if that's something that you'd like to do. Now, where I this is where I'm just candid and honest. there are things that change between a 3-day and a 7-day, because the ticket price is going to change the experience. Let's just be honest, not from what we're giving you, but as far as the crowd on board, right? So a lot of times I'll have agents call me and say, well, I've got a family, they want to go on a Carnival cruise, but they don't want to be with a very rowdy crowd. And I said, well, then don't put them on a 3-day, because people are trying to pack in the fun. So if that's something of your concern, then you always want to cruise on my recommendation is a 5-day or longer. Monday through Friday sailings. You're going to get a different crowd also, because you've had to take time off of work, and this is probably your big vacation for the year. But if you're going on a 3-day, you're going to get more of the, a bachelorette party might be on there. You're going to get the college students that are trying to pack in some fun for someone's birthday party. So your demographic is going to change a little bit. If it doesn't bother you, then go ahead. It's still a lot of fun. But if you're looking for something that's a little bit more relaxing and a fun, easier pace, then my recommendation is go for 5 days or longer.
Yeah. And I always telling, you have two totally different experiences, really.
Yes.
But Allie, I'm going to tell you that I have come to appreciate the older ships a bit. The wow factor on the new ships is amazing. And I love to have our clients say, wow, but sometimes for myself, sailing on one, we've been on the Liberty a few times. It's a ship that we are very comfortable on and easy for us to get over to. So I've come to appreciate a lot of those older ships. They don't have every bell and whistle, perhaps, but they are very comfortable. And the service and you guys must have the happiest crew sailing anywhere. Whatever ship you
for that.
the ships that I sail on, no matter what ship I'm on with Carnival, your crew is so happy and they can't do enough. So they're always out there to just whatever you need, they're there to do it. Now, in the if we're talking about the real estate industry, they're telling you location, location, location. So when we get to the cruise industry, a lot of it can be about itinerary. Looking forward here in 2022, do you have any particular sailings that you'd like to feature, or even looking at 2023, any itineraries that really stand out for you?
Well, I definitely love our journey sailing. So if you've not heard of them, make sure to talk to Pat and she'll tell you all about them. But what they are is that they're specialty sailings. They're typically going to be anywhere from an 8 to a 12-day cruise. And we go to destinations that you typically may not sail to. So they're not just your standard Caribbean cruise. We're going to Cartagena, Colombia. We're going down to South America. We're, sailing through the Panama Canal. We're just really going to these exotic destinations that you typically would not be able to go to on board a Carnival ship. So they're specialty sailings. They're a little bit longer, and they're going to be going to more exotic locations. So journey cruises definitely come top of mind to me. Also, if you want to get a little bit more immersed in, cultural experiences, the shore tours that we offer on those cruises are also a little bit more about being able to engage with the locals and just experience those destinations, which is, something new to add to your cruise experience. But
you can kind of dip a toe into the culture and really connect.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah. And I find that people are really wanting to do that more these days, especially after us having, almost 2 years of, being at home and not everyone getting to travel as much. It just makes us really appreciate those moments when we are traveling. And a lot of times I'll speak to guests and they tell me that they've cruised a lot, but they've not done an Alaska sailing. If you've not done Alaska, you really, really need to map out that time. It is a wonderful cruise for all ages. Truly, it doesn't matter if you're a young family or if you are retired and you've never done Alaska. It is a wonderful experience. on board Carnival, when you're on our ship doing Alaska, we have a naturalist right on board as we're passing by glaciers or, beautiful wildlife. It's almost like being live on the Discovery Channel is the best way I can describe it. So make sure to check out Alaska as a go-to for yourself.
I am with you on that. Alaska always comes out on my short list of my favorite places I've ever been. It's just amazing. What about new vessels? You've kind of just made a passing reference, but what new vessels are forthcoming in the next couple of years, and are they open for booking now?
Great question. Yes. So as I mentioned, Celebration will be arriving. She's currently being built, and we have her on the books to arrive in Port of Miami in November of this year. We're really excited about that. She arrives right in time for our 50th anniversary celebration. So her name is an homage to the original Celebration ship that came after Mardi Gras, but also it's right in time to celebrate our 50th anniversary with a new ship, the Celebration. So she is a sister ship to Mardi Gras. So if you've been listening in and you loved all of the things that Pat and I were sharing about Carnival Mardi Gras, then you will absolutely love Celebration, because she will feature all of those same bells and whistles. And like anytime Carnival brings out a new ship, we always add something new. We've not announced what is that new thing that we're bringing to Celebration, but I am anxious as well to hear. And then recently we announced in December Carnival Jubilee. So as you can see, we're bringing back our retired names of some of our older ships, and we're really excited about that. So Jubilee, what I love is that she's going to be sailing from Galveston. I love the port of Galveston. I love all our Texas folks, and we love the fact that we were the first ship in town for Galveston, and it's been a really good port to us. And for that reason, we wanted to bring our next newest ship over to Galveston, which is Jubilee. So if you're in that area and you've been listening to us talk about Mardi Gras and you were saying, like, I wish there was one in my backyard, well, she's on her way, and she will arrive as well in 2023. And both of those ships are on the books already. You can already start booking Jubilee as well as Celebration. So make sure you reach out to Pat, and she will tell you all about the itineraries and the great promotions that we're running right now for those ships.
Wherever in the world you want to go, we will help you get there on a Carnival cruise. They go everywhere, folks. A quick mention of the pandemic. What's going on with Carnival on that front right now? I've got a few things up here that I saw where you're still advising guests to sail vaccinated. I don't think that's going to change.
Not for right now. I mean, we said until the unforeseeable future, right? So we get updates from the CDC, if not on a daily basis, but we are hoping that we'll get back to the days when we can just all get on a cruise ship. I can tell you, trust me, we want it as much as all of you do, but we also want to make sure that we're keeping our crew and all of our passengers safe. So for the moment, we are a vaccinated sailing. 95% of our cruise passengers must be vaccinated. All of our crew is vaccinated, and we have a 5% wiggle room. So if you fall in, that category of someone who has, some underlying reason for not being able to be vaccinated, or like my daughter, she's 3 years old, so her age group falls under the group that is not vaccinated, then you can apply for an exemption. So what you would do is you would still reach out to Pat. You would book your cruise. Right after booking your cruise, you would go right online, and it's an easy link. I had to do it myself for the first time, and it's just a quick, it's like literally it's a click, 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 and put in dates of birth information, no different than when you're filling out your Sail and Sign account. And then you hopefully are part of the exemption group for that 5%. Some sailings, we're lucky enough that everyone that applied gets on, because maybe we have 97% of the guests traveling are vaccinated. So everybody that wasn't vaccinated gets approved, and everyone gets to, go on their merry way. And sometimes, unfortunately, if because of the number, we're cut short. If that does happen, we give you an option to either, rebook for another date, or you can elect for a future cruise credit or a refund if that's what happens due to, not being able to get the exemption. But I will say the experience on board, and Pat can tell you because she's been on board since the new protocols. I think the experience on board isn't much different. I would say the most different thing is the fact that, you're wearing a mask while you're walking in public areas. But, once you get to your dinner table, you take it off, or, once you're sitting at the bar, or if you're out on the public deck outside, you don't have to wear it. It's really no more than what we've kind of already been conditioned to now lately, when you're in the grocery store or whatnot. But that's where we're at right now. As far as our return to sail plan, we're really proud of the fact that as of next month, all of our ships will be back in the water. So that's a huge step in the right direction, not just for Carnival, but for all of the cruise industry that will be at full fleet operationally. So we're excited about that. But if you do fall within that small group that, doesn't want to cruise until it's a non-vaccinated sailing, then just keep checking back is all I can tell you, because things are changing daily. And we're hopeful also for that day that things go back to the old world.
Right. And the CDC has just given a little step when they've stepped back their warnings on cruise vacations and downgraded that level of warning. They still got a good half of the world up at a level 4, and they moved you guys down to level 3 in the cruise industry. So incremental steps. We're so thankful for that. Allie, one last thing. Do you have any promotion that people should know about right now?
So we're running our Thunderstruck promotion right now. Let me just hop over here. I've got my promo calendar so I can just take a glance at it. So we're currently running our great rates offer. So check in with Pat for that. And we're offering, if you book now with the great rate promo, you'll also get a $50 onboard credit for the cabin. And always, for those of you who are on and you like to take last minute sailings, every Thursday we drop what's called our pack and go list. Mm-hmm. And Pat has access to that. And those are sailings that maybe we've still got a little bit of wiggle room with inventory. So we drop it and give it to you like what I like to call like a little fire sale. So the rates are really good and you can hop on something last minute. So I would say that's a great promotion for retirees who can just pack and go, right? And that's where the name kind of came from.
Okay. Well, we're going to add, you've got your $50 on that promotion. If you book during that promotion before it expires, we are going to add $25 to that. So you'd have $75 stateroom credit to spend however you want on board. And that will give a little incentive to get it booked quickly before these promotions expire. Allie, thank you so much for joining us tonight. And folks, we're going to have a giveaway. I am giving away, we're talking about cruising, so we have these a set of luggage tag protectors here. They have a nice wire. It's covered so it doesn't snag anything to apply to your luggage and keep those luggage tags from ripping or being torn off. And we'll have a set of those out to anybody who types Carnival in the comments section. You've got to be watching live now, but type Carnival in the comment section, and I will be sending somebody who wins that drawing a set of these luggage tags. These are my own luggage tags with ours tags in them. So we're going to be using them. They were so nice, I kept a set for myself. So Allie, thank you so much. We love Carnival. And I'm so glad to finally get you guys on board to feature you on Let's Talk Travel. And listeners, thank you for tuning in. See you again next week with Let's Talk Travel. Bye now.
Bye, everyone. Thank you.